Well, welcome back to the bench again. Just trying to get some quick videos up this morning. I've got a lot going on, and I've got a lot that I'm trying to kind of catch up on. And I'm finding that if I just make some short videos and just get them up as quick as possible, then I'm not so hesitant to take more time to do them, the right way with high quality and editing and like a professional, because I'm not. So the other day I added a analog oscilloscope to the bench, and one of the reasons that the oscilloscope is here is because of the component tracer, component curve tracers. This came about as a project for Mr. Carlson's lab. And I had noticed, I saw the thing, and I kind of heard of them before, but I've never really thought I would need one doing what I do. And turns out I probably should have looked into it a long time ago. And the other thing was, it's not like you can just run down to the Walmart and pick you up a curve tracer. They're kind of expensive, pricey things, and then these other ones are very useful. But a lot of times you get something that's home built. Some incredibly smart genius has put something together that they probably put a lot of time and effort into. But you look at it and go, yeah, but there's no warranty. Or what about support? What about what if I have questions? I'm not bright. I have to ask a lot of dumb things, and sometimes I have to hear those dumb things come out of my mouth, or see that I've typed them to realize, yes, I'm dumb. I didn't need to ask that. So I started to build the guts and stuttering idiot. I started to build the curve tracer. I completed it, actually, but it wasn't working right, and because I'm an idiot and sometimes I don't hear things all the way. It was because essentially I was using a digital oscilloscope. But I've spent a lot of time trying to build a tool or a piece of test equipment, and only to find out I could have bought something. Now, I'm stating this for a reason, and I promise this is going to be a quick video, but I just want to make sure I'm very clear here. When you build these things, you learn a lot that you wouldn't learn any other way, and you can be fairly knowledgeable about some of these electronics, how they work, and maybe if you do kind of cookie cutter thing where you just do the same stuff all the time, there's a whole lot of things that you're not gonna learn that may help down the road. So this is one of those things where I just kind of decided to take a double-prong approach. I decided, yes, I'm going to need a component curve tracer type apparatus, some kind of an octopus, something to take a better look at components. But I didn't want to spend a lot of time making one while I'm trying to get other work done in here. It turns into a, it's time consuming, and a lot of times I just don't have the time. So I took the two-prong approach. I built one, which is breadboarded. I haven't actually done the circuit board yet, and as a matter of fact, since I've been trying to catch everything up, I actually haven't been able to test it on the analog scope. But I also purchased one, and I mentioned it in another video, and here it is. This is the Alpha Foxtrot 5 Foxtrot Victor Octopus, built by a gentleman named Mike. Hi, Mike. Out in shoot me, but I think it's Kansas City, I think. And he had it listed on eBay. He's putting these things together, I would assume, and doing a pretty good job. And there's a lot of information on his eBay listing, and he sends you quite a bit of information, with your purchase. It's got some pretty straightforward instructions. That what you see is kind of what you get. You get a couple of BNC to BNC connectors. You get a power supply, and then you get the unit in its project box. And then you also get these very lovely handcrafted. You don't see that every day. I'm laughing because I've actually made probes almost exactly like. Look at this. Look, these are my needle probes. I don't know who hasn't done this. You can't find a needle probes that you spent a ridiculous amount of money on, so you cobble something together out of a couple of pins. I've had these for, I don't know, a couple of years now, and then I get this in the mail. It's like, so, but he did do a much nicer job. He's got some very nice brass tips on there. Some excellent shielded wire there. I'm digging it. So I just figured what I wanted to do real quick was just kind of show you. We're not going to get. I'm still learning how to use this. To me, this is a new tool. This is something I've never learned before. So I just wanted to show you that an idiot can do it because I did. And the other component tester, and I don't want to compare these together. Paul Carlson's tracer component, it's not the same. They're similar, but they're not the same. They're both independent of each other, and they do certain things. So I'm not trying to compare them. I'm only comparing them in the sense that they're both tools that operate somewhat similar. We are going to hook it to a scope, and they are both going to give us a look at what's going on, inside of components and in circuit, out of circuit. So that's kind of where the similarities stop. There's other functions that his will do that this won't, and there's probably functions that this will do that I haven't learned yet. So that's what we're doing right now. So I think what I'm going to do is I just set some components out here just to show you what the symbols look like. If you guys have already seen these things work, or if you have one, this is old hat. If you've never seen one before and you go, hey, that looks like a cool thing, well, it is a cool thing. So I'm going to move this light just so that I can focus on the scope. And again, this is going to be a fairly short video, and I apologize for the rhetoric. The setup on this is fairly simple, and let's see if I can get this to just kind of straighten out here. The setup on this is going to be fairly simple. The directions indicate that it show you exactly how to set this up, and I've already done so I'll skip that part. But essentially, it's just the X connector is the only thing connected. We're going to make sure that we have our scope set for DC coupling, because that was one of the other problems I had. And right away we can see that there's a line that's going the wrong way, but that's because my probes are touched. So it's a very quick alignment procedure, which I will spare you from. It's literally rotating a knob. That's it. So let's just take a quick look at what some of these components look like. Now, right away, just the simplest thing is the resistor. When we are shorting our probes together, we're getting a resistance there. So this is a fairly high ohm resistor. Yeah, just a vertical line, pretty much. And then this is a pretty low ohm resistor, and you'll see we've got much less of an incline. So that's what that looks like. Here's a couple of poly capacitors, and these are actually some match capacitors that I had for a project. So they actually look pretty close. We've got a circle, and then if we go to this other capacitor, we get almost the same circle. So, and then here's a couple of transistors, and again, this is very quick. This thing will do a lot. This is just a basic overview, and you can kind of probably see where we're going already. If we check a couple of spots here, we can see this is a diode, this is an elbow. And if we go to the other side, well, now we have what looks like to be a Zener diode. So we can go over here to this other, I think this is like a 3904 or something. And we can kind of see where there's an elbow right there, knee, and same right there. So obviously, when you're trying to track down a bad component, and this is giving you an image of what that component may look like, that can definitely speed up a diagnostic process by quite a bit. So, here's some transistors. These are some I was surprised I just tested these on a fluke. I didn't think it would work on these. These are some power transistors. The big suckers. Let's see, like that. So this is a 2N3055. This one's made by ON Semiconductor, and this one is bad. It's no bueno. And if we just kind of, there's not really much of a curve there at all. And if we just go between the base and emitter, you just, you know, between the base and the collector, you're not getting much. So now if we go over to this other one here, and this one was working, but it's weak. You know, look at that. We got pretty sharp, you know, turns, and then but you can see that, and then yeah, boom, right there. So you can see the difference in the two components. I mean, on this side, just from pin to pin, it's just resistance, and then the same part, just not a dead one. So, but you know, I think this is just one of those things where as you use it, you know, and he does give you a lot of images of what to look for in his directions. His directions are extremely detailed. You know, a couple of pages there, including some specific setup instructions for specific scopes. And then he's got quite a bit of, you know, this is good, this is bad kind of comparison images, which makes that pretty handy. So this is something I'm going to play around with for a while, and then we're going to be working on this Mr. Carlson's component tester, curve tracer, and component tracer, I guess, and see what we come up with in comparison. So that's all I wanted to show you. How to make it quick, because like I said, I have a bunch of stuff to catch up on, but expect some more videos on this, and also the Handtech oscilloscope, handheld oscilloscope, and possibly another coming, maybe, L&Co oscilloscope. I'm so impressed with this one, I might have gotten another one. I'm not really sure yet. So anyway, till next time, have a wonderful day. Take care.